worth your while, and we're going to have such a great time. What I want to start with is we're going to talk about a little bit of products, and then we're also going to take her back to the shampoo bowl, and I'm going to style her, and I'm going to explain step by step how I get my curly girls looking absolute amazing when they walk out this door. So what I want to start with is I want 4 questions just so I can stay on time. I want 4 questions because you will see my media girly, my husband, which is also my tech man, and then my assistant, Anna, probably popping in and out, and she's writing down all your guys' questions. So at the very end of the class, we will do a Q&A. But to start, I want to start with 4 questions so I make sure you guys get it under control and figure it out, and I answer all of them by the end of the time. So anybody want to put in 4 questions in the chat box, and we will go, because I will not be able to hear you if you're talking. So, right, give me those 4 questions. I'll give you a couple minutes. What do you want to learn from me today? Look at her beautiful hair. And she came with how just like in a little slick back bun. It has lots of product. We're going to have to detox her. We're going to mask her as well because her mom told me that she's been trying to grow it out. And so she's been refusing to get her hair cut. But it's going to be so beautiful. You'll be able to see the perfect ringlets. I'm going to talk about volume. I'm going to talk about everything. All right, let's get started. Let's see here. And by the way, guys, I am Kylie Crinnian. I don't think I even told you my name, but I'm Curls by KC on Instagram. Let's see, what is best for humidity resistance, how to detangle, and can you talk about the detox and mask and when to use it? Yes, and yes, and yes. Okay. And let me know if I'm talking too loud with my mic, because I'm used to talking to large groups in a crowd and not necessarily just keeping it low key right here. All right, so when it comes to humidity, I want to first off by saying one of the things that I always want to teach in all my classes is that frizz is sexy. I'm a very much empowerment kind of girly. And when it comes to humidity, all frizz is water on the outside world, and it's hair, AKA your little arms, that is thirsty, reaching into the environment, trying to get a drink. So when it comes to fighting anti-humidity, sometimes I would also recommend not using a ton of oil. Oil will not help fight against humidity. The styling cream, the smooth style will help with humidity. The leave-in spray will also help with humidity. But with regards to the actual fighting the elements outside, at the end of the day, there's not really going to be a lot of products that are going to drastically cut down on that humidity frizz. So with her, we're actually probably going to use, I'm going to detox her. So I'll talk more about that. I can tell she has a little bit of product on here because my hands are greasy when I'm doing it. So she said she has just basically a little bit of oil on here. So we are going to use the F18 purifying shampoo, and then I'm going to mask her as the conditioner. And it is going to help it's going to help close that cuticle. So that way with that low pH, it's going to close that cuticle down, and it's going to make her hair really, really smooth. And we're going to get good definition with it. Because a lot of times when we leave that cuticle high and exposed, that is what's also going to start getting humidity issues and frizz issues. Because since that cuticle is open, it's going to be soaking in the environment a lot easier. What was the other question? How to detangle? Oh, my leave-in spray, I don't have it right here, but my leave-in spray is literally the best product I have ever played with, and I do not say that lightly. Thank you, Maddie. It's called the F18 leave-in spray. You can put this stuff on wet and dry hair, and you can put it on kids, you can put it on adults, you can literally use it anytime you want, and it will literally save your life. My daughter was actually in the hospital last year, and she had her entire head bed matted because she was bedridden. And we were able to save her hair and give her a very unwanted pixie cut with just by spraying this on and gently tangling out with a wet brush. So detangling will be amazing. Can you talk about the detox? We'll talk about that when we get out there. So that's awesome. All right, guys. Who is ready to get started? If you have any product questions, make sure you drop them in the box, and I'm going to continue talking while I'm actually styling, because I do have a problem with giving a little bit of too much information because we only have 2 hours, and how am I only supposed to talk for 2 hours? That is so hard. We have so much to learn. All right, baby, let's move. Okay. I'm going to do this. Purifying. And then the mask. Alrighty, babe. Okay. So this is going to be our starting lineup for the day. I'm going to start with the purifying shampoo because again, her hair did feel a little oily and I have a cast on my hands. We're going to start with the purifying shampoo. It's going to be a really nice, I don't really want to call it a detox shampoo, but my salon, we do treat it like a detox shampoo. It is a fabulous, it gets a lot of those heavy products out that we kind of have to fight behind the chair with Shea Moisture and Cantu or just products that have continuous buildup on it. This will get it out. We're going to double wash her. And then I'm going to detangle and treat her with the mask. And I will tell you, I've only worked with F18 professionally for about 2 years now, but I have used this product by itself for about 8 years now. And I sell more, my salon sells more of this one product than every product combined in my company. This stuff, I cannot keep it on the shelves. It is the holy grail. It is better than anything on the market. So we're going to use that for prepping, just for softening the hair. Now, if you have a curly girl that comes in, because we all know they're going to come in with really dirty hair sometimes, and that's okay. But when they do come in with really dirty hair and it's kind of matted, you can't really cut that whenever it's in that condition. So what I like to say, we kind of like to pre-soften the hair. So we would always do a pre-cleanse, then we do the conditioner, and then we put them under the dryer and let them completely air dry. And then I'll go in and start cutting them. It does take twice as long because you're having to work backwards. But whenever you are pre-softening the hair before you're actually starting to style or cut, and that is what's really tangly, matted, just curls that are really intertwined with each other. But the mask will definitely help you. Then what we're going to use is, I may change my mind on this, and if I do change my mind, I will explain why. But I'm going to use the leave-ins spray because it's amazing. The pH of it is a 3.5 to a 4.5. So again, we want that cuticle to be completely down low. And then we're going to use Smooth Style. My rule of thumb that has never steered me wrong is that I am wanting to always put the most hydrating product on first, and then I add the styling aid with it. So I like to think of it as I have my shirt and my jeans. Those are mandatory, I have to have. And then any of my fun products like the volumizing foam, if I put that on the very end, that's like my earrings to finish out the outfit, just to finish out the hairstyle and elevate it just a little bit more to give her a little bit more oomph, a little sass. And then what we're gonna use is the styling cream. Now I know the other question that you're probably thinking, none of these are curly products. But they actually are. We are advertising them to straight hair girls. But my salon, we only use these, and we do a lot of curly hair. We do over $500,000 in revenue just in curls. And these products, we can sit with straight hair girls and curly girls at the same time. So when it comes to my starting lineup, I am always working with the leave-in, the Smooth Style, and the styling cream. And typically on a little bit finer haired girls, I would use the volumizing root mousse. Again, it's not designed to be a curly style or a curly product, but it works beautifully with it. But if they have Amaya's texture with it, I probably wouldn't do it too much. So that is what we're getting ready to go. I'm going to have my husband zoom in on our model's hair here. So I want you guys to see kind of like what we're working with a little bit. So you can tell, like, I mean, obviously her hair is just a little bit dirty, which is totally fine. It's really smooth. It feels very healthy, especially for how long she hasn't had a haircut. So it feels really good and it feels healthy with it. But all these little coily girls right through here, and it wasn't a bun, so you have to take that into consideration. But we're wanting to smooth all that down and get everything coming the exact same direction. And you know how hair looks really cool when it's wet? It like clumps together and there's no frizz in it. There is a thing called wet frizz. If you have wet frizz when you are styling your curly girl, you will 100% have dry frizz when it's finished styled. So if you have somebody that wants pure definition, or if you're the stylist or the person at home who just wants pure definition and no frizz, if you have it in the shower when it's wet, you're going to have it when it's dry. So if I start getting a little bit of wet frizz on her, I will definitely have you guys see it and we'll zoom in so you can see, because he has a little gimbal And so he's going to be following me around so that way we can make sure we get the best shots. All right, let's get it going, guys. Are there any questions popping up? Yeah. Oh, perfect. You can go ahead and tell me.
Is that mask good for healthy girls in their chemical damage?
Oh, yeah. Yes. So the question was, is the mask healthy for healthy hair with no chemical damage? Yes. Now I will say I have very fine hair. I use that mask probably on the once a week. F18 and Enjoy actually has another mask called the volumizing hair and scalp mask, I believe the exact term of it is. That would be amazing for finer hair that has no chemical damage or mechanical damage. But if you have any mechanical damage or chemical damage, this is going to be your BFF. Now, one thing to really consider whenever you are working with curly hair is the level of porosity. And I don't have enough time today, unfortunately, to really get you my whole spiel on porosity. But if you have somebody with a little bit of higher porosity, which my model does, she has what I would consider high porosity. What I want you to think of that is it's like a wicker basket, pouring water into a wicker basket and having that water just flow right back out of the bottom of that basket. So, and what that means is the hair itself is open cuticle, which is why we need low pHs with our products. And another thing to kind of battle with high porosity is focusing on the temperature of your water, whether that is in your shower. We all know we all like to shower with the devil sometimes, but at the very end of it, at least tilt your head back and do it on a little bit cooler setting, because cool water will help close down, along with your healthy products. It will close down that cuticle. If I can get my water temperature correctly. Okay, so what I mean by wet frizz, her hair is wet right now. Move a little bit. There we go, perfect. So see how her hair is completely wet right now, but do you see that frizz? So then high porosity, see how it completely goes away? And then do you see, you can see a little bit of bubbles. See how that water bubbles? I don't know if you can see that with the lighting. If you see any beads of water, that just means the product on, oh, there you can see right over here a little bit, how that water is beating up on the hair. That's because of the products that she's probably currently using has a little bit of buildup on there, especially because she has, this is a little bit of dirty hair. But that is something to really take consideration, because if you have that, the end style is probably going to be a little bit more oily and a little bit heavier. So, which is why I'm now going to use the detox shampoo and double cleanse it. Give me another question.
Is the cream good for finer hair, or is it?
Okay, so this is my favorite question. Thank you so much for this. So the cream, I am not a big fan of creams. I don't ever use creams behind the chair, and I've been doing curly hair for about 13 years. So I actually dislike creams when it comes to styling curly hair, because the longevity of creams, they do not hold. So with this styling cream, I really feel like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I feel like F18 should change the name of it, because it's more of like a gel cream. Because it really does not perform like a cream. It performs like a gel cream, which is fabulous. So for fine hair, I actually have used it on quite a few curly girls that have medium to fine hair, and it actually gives them massive amount of volume, and they love it. So this styling cream, what I would recommend doing, if you do have anyone from fine to medium hair, I would use the styling cream, and then I would end it with the volumizing root mousse. So remember that little analogy that I had where one's the jeans to your outfit and then the other one is your earring accessory. So in that situation with fine to medium hair, the jeans and the t-shirt would be the styling cream, and then the accessorizer to really bump up that style would be the volumizing root mousse. Just make sure you're putting it on really wet, because that root mousse is like concrete when you put it in semi-dry hair. And let me know, guys, if I'm talking too fast. I have a tendency to do that. So I'm going to do another double cleanse. Love those suds. It really cleans out. So soap suds, anytime you have a client, we do see this a lot with curly clients. I talk about how to actually schedule your curly appointments because you have to run a curly salon completely different than a traditional straight haired salon. They take more products. They have more rules that they have to come in for. So when I am doing these appointments, we kind of go through an entire education process for a first time client. And you will see a lot of times we do not get all of the shampoo out of our hair when we're at home because one, we don't have a mirror and we don't have anybody looking. But I can already feel like her hair is starting to get really squeaky clean and it's already getting like volume again with it. And whenever you put water onto the hair, and if the hair is kind of have white suds on it, that means they're not getting all the shampoo rinsed out of their hair. And if they're not getting the shampoo out of their hair, to answer the first question, that is a good consultation to ask with your people because if they're fighting frizz, constantly fighting frizz, but they're accidentally leaving shampoo in their hair, then they will continuously fight frizz because that shampoo is going to be drying out their hair while they're out just roaming to Target streets. You know what I mean? So you just don't want to do that. It's so different teaching a class online. I feel like 2020, like 2020 again. That's what Anna said. And I'm like, oh my God, it kind of does. So look at that lather. That feels so good. Turn your head to one side, babe. The other side. What was another question, Anna? Okay, perfect. So I am rinsing her with warmer water right now. And then once I start the mask, we're going to start with the little bit cooler water. The biggest thing, so curly products in general, but especially when you're styling with curly hair, they are made to work with water. They are made to be fluid. If your products are sticky while you are styling your hair, you're going to have more of a higher chance of getting more frizz because the products and the water are designed to be fluid with each other. So if your hair is sticky while you're styling, that means you need to add more water because your water to product ratio is off. Turn to one side there. And you want to rinse this until all the shampoo is out. Your hair is going to love. I wish you guys could feel her hair right now. How many of you actually do curly hair in the salon? Let me know in the chat box. And you can tell, like I can, you can tell when their cuticle is completely open with it. You can just feel it. If you can feel their cuticle when you bring your hands down the hair strand, you can just feel when their cuticle is open. And the more cuticle is open and exposed, the higher porosity you have. So what's fun about this is we can pour this in and see how the water dissipates. That's high porosity. So if I were to squeeze, barely anything would come out. Water, and it's slowly going away, actually pretty rather quickly, and there's nothing to scrunch. So your hair traditionally wants to be able, it's like a succulent for any plant moms out there. But once you pour water on, it really should hold it and it should like really, it should make a scrunching sound with it. That's when you know. And what's also cool about porosity is it can change week by week. So you also don't want to be telling your clients to buy this for because they do have high porosity. You want to educate them on the things that they can change because porosity, it will not stay the same. You can also have different areas of the head with different porosities as well. So now we're going to use the mask, the Holy Grail. This has a pH of 4.5 to a 5.5. Will you bring me the wet brush, babe? And I can get my hands through her hair pretty easily until about mid-strain. So see how I literally can't even get my hands through it right there? So when I'm doing this, I'm going to work in small sections. If you have somebody, I have a very large shampoo bowls. That's how I designed my salon. But when I used to work, when I didn't have these shampoo bowls, I would have the traditional size of shampoo bowls, and her hair would have filled and put it all over the edges. I still have clients who, when their dry hair is in here, it literally fills this entire massive bowl. So this is the difference that you can already see with hydrated. See that buoyancy right there and that clumping together? Hair that is hydrated, it will automatically clump together and work together. Hair that is a little bit more dehydrated or that hasn't been hydrated yet, it's going to do this. It's going to separate. So the difference, you guys can see that. The difference is, well, you can see. It's self-explanatory. So with that, and then you can also say, when's the last time you straightened your hair? She's smiling because she thinks she's in trouble.
Probably like 2 months ago.
2 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can also tell you have 4 inches of healthy, it's pretty buoyant, but let me see here. It was a different, oh, there's a little bit of damage right through here. This one's probably a little bit more dry, which is why it's not connecting it. It's not clumping together. But then do you see how much her curl relaxes right through here? So we have almost virgin, mostly. This has the less trauma. And then this has years of, she wears her hair pretty natural. You're not 50-50 straight and curly, are you?
Yeah.
No, yeah, she's more natural than straight, but you can tell the difference, and that is the difference of porosity. She has a different porosity here versus the porosity here. All right, I'm gonna move over here a little bit. So the biggest thing is you want to work in sections. When I am doing people with lots of hair, the best thing that I can always tell you is I work in small sections and then I do twist outs to keep that section just clean and out of my way. I'm not going to do that here just so I can stay on my time. And you will get conditioner literally all over you. But that's okay. It's worth it because these curls are going to be nice and juicy. Let me just tell how much. Oh, it's so pretty. But you can see exactly where that difference is. Natural and then more straight right here. Okay, I'm going to work my way through the head. Yeah. So whenever you are detoxing and masking, which point of view is that from? Whoever asked me that. Was that from a stylist point of view or is that from a client point of view? Is that a salon POV? I'll give them time to answer that because there's kind of answers depending on who I'm talking to. If you are detoxing, every single brand new client that comes in that is a curly girl, honestly, they probably need to be detoxed. Would I charge extra for a detox? Yes, because that is another product that you have to purchase and supply on your back bar. And we all know that it's an investment. So even if it's just an extra $10 upcharge or something like that, I would definitely detox just to try to help get her on a really clean slate. And I always just tell them, like, I can feel, and I just have them feel their hands. If I am getting residue on my hands from touching your hair, I know that means this stuff probably is not going to come out with just soap and water. It's going to need a little bit harsher, not harsher products, but it's going to need a little bit more four-wheel drive to get that removed. Client POV. Okay, so if you're talking to a client and are they needing the detox and the mask, like trying to upsell them? For what?
For detoxing.
For detox and masking. So if a client needs to detox, I would build that into your prices, to be honest. Oh, you're a customer. Oh, cool. Okay. If you are a client and you are wanting to detox, girlfriend, I would say you can do it once a week. I really do. I say that you can do it once a week, and I'm so proud of you for wanting to detox your hair once a week. What a beautiful thing. You could do that. How often do you wash? Is my next question.
Every 2 days.
Okay, so only detox every once a week. So you would wash about every 3 washes, you would detox. That'll just help get you on a completely clean slate with it. Making sure I just get all the tangles out. And I want that cuticle going all the way down. And if you're a client, since we do have some people who are not hairstylists in here, which welcome, if you are a client, make sure you're brushing through that mask because that mask it's an investment as well. And you want to make sure you're not just putting hair product on that very top layer.
Follow that one. What if you wash every 7 to 10 days?
Detox every time you shampoo. Oh, the question was, what if you wash every 7 to 10 days? If you wash about once every 7 to 10 days, I would detox every single time you shampoo. It'll keep your scalp really healthy. What you could even do as well, I have a lot of clients who will put the scalp detox, the mask detox on their scalp portion, but they need a little bit more hydration through zone 2, which is mid shaft all the way down to the ends. You can do um, you could do both masks, but in the same setting. The only thing is with the scalp mask, it's just not as hydrating as the hydrating mask. Nothing will ever be as hydrating as that mask, but you can do both of those products in the same whammy if you really want to. But that'll help promote like just scalp health, keeping your scalp healthy from all the products and the oil and just the natural environment that we're in throughout the week. Sweat, keep it clean, keep the pores clean. Okay, I wish you could feel her hair right now. So remember when I could not get my fingers through it? Now it's slippery. There's like even no tension on it. And it feels like slimy seaweed. You're going to hear that say if anybody's been to the ocean, but it should feel like slimy seaweed. That's when you know you got it, the water to product ratio just perfect. I'm coming through here. And you can let this sit on. You could sleep in it overnight. A lot of my clients do sleep in their mask overnight. And then some of them will leave it in. I leave mine in for about 5 minutes in the shower while I shave my legs and do all that stuff. And then I just rinse it out. And I rinse it out with a semi-cool water. Because why do we rinse out with cooler water with high porosity hair? Because we're wanting to close that cuticle down. And the hair products are amazing themselves, but they can't do all the job for it. So we're going to semi-cool water. Clean my brush. Do you rinse all of your mask out? I don't think that was a question, but I'm just going to answer that question because I get it quite a bit. Yes. So there is a lot of people who do leave a little bit of conditioner in their hair while they're getting ready to style. I personally do not. I like to rinse the entire mask out. One, because I don't want it kind of clogging the hair follicles. But two, I want to make sure that it doesn't get too heavy. And the more hydration that we have in the hair while we're doing it, potentially could give her a little bit more frizz because her hair would be so hydrated. And it'll also get dirtier faster. So the elements from the environment, dirt and from the just walking around outside, it'll kind of cling to it more. So I like to make sure I'm just on a really clean slate with it. But her hair still feels like super silky. Turn to one side. Perfect. So I think now that I have my hands in here, I probably definitely going to put a little bit of leave-in spray on the very ends. So another hot tip, if you're a client at home or if you're a hairstylist behind the chair, what I want you to focus on are some key things. Your porosity of your hair, whether that's the temperature of your water and which products you're going to use. But what I also want you to do you need to kind of pre-soften and work the hair with the leave-in before you actually continue on to your full style? And what I mean by that is because her ends, she hasn't had a haircut in a minute. Just grab this out. I will pin this all up But what I want to do, I want the product to kind of work for me, and so it will work faster. What I'm going to do is, oh, actually, will you hand me the leave-in spray, but with my nozzle on it? The leave-in spray with the big nozzle? Oh, it's over there. Sorry. Salon life. Thank you, baby. So I use, this is the leave-in. We swapped out the lids because this is too hard to work with doing this at the shampoo bowl when your hands are all slippery. So what I do, this is completely clean. All the conditioner is rinsed out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-treat and I'm going to work that product through. I'm going to brush it. And this product, it'll probably get a little foamy. See that? And when it starts to get a little foamy, that's when I know I got it a good enough. What? I'm just gonna rinse that a little bit. Just with that leave-in, see how hydrated it is? Kind of just stay back a little bit. There we go. And I'm gonna pin that up. Okay, just keep this angle and I'll tell you when to move so they don't get a little too motion sickness. Okay, so all I'm working with, I pinned up this little horseshoe, okay? So this is what I would recommend. If you are a client, I would recommend getting a suction cup mirror on your shower. There's one on my Amazon list on my website. I would get a suction cup mirror, and then I would just keep a couple clips in your shower. And you want to pre-part this little halo area. It doesn't have to be pretty, but I'm just doing a big U here. And then I'm going to start working on the sides, and then I do the back. So notice her hair is already pretty dry already. And again, hair products, especially curly products, are designed to be fluid. They are designed to flow through the hair strand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my water on at a lower temperature. It's going to be semi-cool. And I want to re-soak that hair. I'm going to start with hydration. How many of you like big hair? Tell me if you like big hair or if you like more defined hair. Because there's a styling tip that I have for you if you like big hair with a little less definition at the very base. Oh, whoops. You could grab me scissors. We're going to use the styling cream first. I'm going to use probably about, whoops, I'm coming through here. Oh, sweet. Thank you. Perfect. That's a lie. I'm going to use Smooth Style first. I'm only going to use about that much. And again, I wish you guys could kind of feel her hair with me right now, but it should start really feeling slippery. It should feel very, very slippery. So what I'm doing, I'm working this in with my fingers. I don't work with a lot of brushes when I'm working with curly hair because I want to be able to feel the product. I want to be able to feel how the hair feels whenever I'm actually working on it. So now this is the styling cream. I'm going to use about that much, and it's going to be on this entire section. She has about medium density. She has a lot of hair, but it's a finer texture, but she just has a lot of it. So then what I'm going to do is you're going to start seeing, I am waiting for that cuticle to start feeling like it's closing, and it's already feeling like it. So I'm really working that product all the way through. If she told me that she wanted really big Beyonce hair, then what I would do is not put the definition when I rake and shake all the way to her base. I would start the rake and shake about 1.5 inches away from her scalp, and then I would do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this section around this hairline. That is their money piece. So I always finger curl around the hairline, and then you're going to be able to see, let me come over back. Look at that. Nice little perfect spiral. We're gonna finger curl. So that, and there's absolutely no frizz on there. So I am gonna style her with a little bit more volume because that's kind of my thing. And then we're gonna rake and shake the rest of it. And then you can see the definition through here is still wonderful, but then how it completely separates. And again, there's no wet frizz with it. So her style is gonna look great. And again, she has a little bit high porosity, so I'm just gonna douse that a little bit. If you're in the shower, that would be the equivalent of you in the shower, letting your shower head just slightly dribble and tipping your head back just to get it a little bit more wet. There's that. Another big thing, I am going to have my husband kind of zoom in. I know it's hard because she has dark hair at the base. Yes. So when we're styling this hairline, a lot of people will, when they're at the bowl or when they're at home, they're just going to pull everything down. You see how flat that looks to her head? I advise against that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to style her and I'm going to go the opposite. I literally want her, when I come in through here, see how much more volume that will have. So now when that falls with gravity, it's going to be coming out of her head. And again, I know she has dark hair, but see how it comes up first and then it comes back down? And it's going to give her a beautiful, big, bouncy curl style. And then I'm just raking and shaking. Again, right here, take that hairline, finger curling. And I only finger curl during around the hairline because that's their money maker, honey. So I want to make sure that that just always looks really good. And then the rest of it, I can finger curl. Now a hot tip. See how this has two sections? Actually, you probably can't. Let me redo my hands. I need like a white piece of paper. Okay, see right where this curl right here, where I'm talking? See how that is two curl clumps, but kind of combining? Right here, I'm going to separate those. And that will create even more definition with her, even like this one. So your curls will do what they want to do when you style them. And the bigger the curl clumps, the bigger and more loose the curl texture will be. The smaller the curl clumps, the tighter the curl will be, and the more of them you'll have. So, yeah, babe, thank you. Okay, will you hold this for me, Anna? You just stay right there, babe. Look at that. So what I want to show you is, so this guy right here wants to be separated. And then I just rake and shake. And then all of these are going to be clumped together or clumped apart, and it'll look pretty. Okay, there we go. Now you can take that out. I just kind of wanted them to see that your curls will tell you what they want to do, but sometimes we ignore it. And when you're styling your hair at home, you can't really see that. But if you have a mirror, you'll be able to see that. Or if you're working behind the chair with a client, you'll be able to see that. So it's important to pay attention to those details. And again, I just need a little bit more product. The reason why I knew I needed more product because my hair, this was no longer slippery. It has to be slippery. Here. And notice how I have a lot of slack right here. When you're styling, you're not pulling this out. You're not going like this. I want to create a lot of slack in here, and you're almost jumping rope with your hands, okay? And then you just drop it. I'm gonna come back over here, babe. Now you can go back to that other angle. Okay, so now this right here gonna look right. There we go, perfect. So see how that looks pretty dry, and there's a lot of wet frizz with it. With this, we're going to get this all wet down. That's a little bit hot. Anybody else fight with their water temperatures at the salon? There we go. Okay. So again, I'm going to pre-treat with the styling cream or the leave-in. You can use a brush, especially for this initial. And I also have been using styling with the Bounce Curl brush, and that honestly does work really, really well. So see how slippery that already works with just one product? It looks so good. So the first product that I'm going to use is Smooth Style. Can somebody tell me why I'm using Smooth Style? Do you remember? I'm using it. I don't know if anybody answered, but I am using it because it does have the very high anti-humidity. It has the plant-based additive in it, and it helps smooth down that cuticle. It has a really low pH. I think it has a lower pH than styling cream as well. And then I'm going to use the styling cream on it. Again, I'm using about that much. And her hair feels really, really slimy. So these products cocktail really well together. They play very, very nice together. And as long as it's slippery and pretty wet, you will not feel, you won't get those white, flakes that you usually get on hair. Like if you've used too many products, or just raking and shaking. Have you guys heard of the rake and shake? Finger curling?
Rake and shake on wavy hair.
Oh yeah, you can definitely rake and shake on wavy hair. The biggest thing with wavy hair is the product choice. You can use styling cream on wavy hair. I would also advise playing with the volumizing root mousse. That works really well. But I have swavy to wavy hair, and I rate shake on mine, and it gets my curls more curly, which is really nice. Now, I will say there are a couple hair types out there that sometimes they like to be a little difficult, and sometimes the rake and shake can also stretch it out too much. Favorite game changer product. So I'm going to brush that through. You can start to see that foam coming in. Okay, so let's talk about the smooth style and the styling cream. So the styling cream, I'm sorry, let's talk with the smooth style first. The smooth style is one of those products that typically you would reach for whenever you're blowing out somebody with coarser, a little bit textured hair, but you're blowing them out. And you want to really be able to smooth down that cuticle, and you want to get that reflection. When you have a smooth cuticle, you will naturally get more shine to the hair. You will keep more moisture into the hair because the cuticle's down, so less moisture will be able to escape out. Now, when I am using the smooth style, I'm using the smooth style on her because she has high porosity hair, which means cuticle is up, it's not down. So when I'm using smooth style on her hair first, because I like to put the most hydrating products on first, which is the leave-in and then the smooth style. Now, not every texture I would use both of these products together, but on a lot of little bit coarser curly girls, it's a fabulous product to be able to keep in your arsenal. So using the smooth style will help smooth that cuticle down. It's going to give you a lot of shine. It's going to give her a lot more, it's not going to give her longevity for the style. That's what the styling cream is going to do. The styling cream is going to give her the actual longevity and the gel cast for the actual curly style. I need to add a little bit more water. Notice how I just have it like on a little dribble. And it's not going to rinse out. And then here's the styling cream with it. Did that answer your question, my love? Put that out of my way. Let me know if she responds, babe. That's a good question, though. I would use the smooth style. I use it on all my really coily girls. But really, if they have oh, whoops, wrong product. Just kidding. We'll just use that anyway. I do use the smooth style on almost all my coily girls. I use it on girls with wavy hair, but they have really coarse wavy hair. I don't know if any of you have experienced that at all, but really coarse hair, I'm using the smooth style and then layering the styling cream because that is my styling aid. The smooth style is just there to help shut that cuticle and smoother out. And like I said, you can use all these products. They're designed for straight hair. They have a curly line. It's just I am not a big fan of creams because again, they don't provide me with the longevity. And curly girls, they want to stretch out their curly styles. We are trying to get like 7 to 8 days before we have to suffer through another hair washing day. So I want something that's going to give us that longevity when they leave here. And you can see like I have enough product on so where it is foaming. So you can see that. And it feels really slippery. It's not going to feel heavy. I promise you. Whenever you see the very end of it, it's going to feel bouncy. There's going to be a lot of movement in her hair and it's going to feel so good. It's almost probably going to feel like we have absolutely no product in. So a lot of times when my clients come in and they're like, I just feel like my style is not lasting long. And I can diagnose pretty much anything that they are having issues with just by looking how they came in on that day. And I can tell them you need more product in. And they're like, I feel like I use so much. You're not using enough. If you're trying to get 7 to 10 days out of your product, you're probably going to need to put on quite a bit of product to be able to make that last, you know? And the less of the refreshing, that'd be awesome. I'm going to turn that water off because it's in my way. Again, we want that foam. We want that slippery seaweed, baby. Slippery seaweed. That has probably changed my stylist lives when they were working on their clients is the rule of thumb is the slippery. If it feels like slippery seaweed, you know you have enough product. So this curl clump will have, it'll be looser because it's bigger compared to something like this. So the smaller the curl clump, the tighter the curl. The bigger the curl clump over here, the looser the curl is going to be. So just remember that when you're styling. So if you're a girly who is trying to elongate their curls, whether you clip them or weigh them down, or if you are wanting to kind of cater to and customize what size your curl clumps are, you want to cater that to what your needs are at the end of the day. And usually when I style, whether it's styling my own hair or my clients, I can have them done and styled within 15 minutes. Obviously, this is taking a little bit longer just because I'm teaching and I'm talking and all that. So if you notice, we already pre-treated this hair with that leave-in, so it feels really, really good. But it is dry now, so, and there's some wet frizz. I don't know if the, oh, come up a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Do you have that white piece of paper, babe? There we go. See that wet frizz? That is what wet frizz looks like. So her hair is wet. You can see the beads of water on it, but it looks dry because that is called wet frizz. If you are styling your hair when you have wet frizz like this, your style is going to look like that. It's going to look a little frizzy, which again, though, I am a lover of frizz. I think frizz is sexy. I do not think women have to be shamed into the closet because they got a little frizz going on that day. So what we're going to do is when I'm doing this hair or this halo area, I'm going to work diagonal, diagonal, horizontal. Here's the reason why. When I'm styling, I want it to look really organic. I need it to look really organic. So I do not want to create horizontal lines in my style, meaning I don't want to just continuously taking parallel lines. I need a little bit of like bricklaying. I need zigzags. I need it to look as organic and natural as possible. So this was already pre-treated with the leave-in spray. And what did I say about the leave-in spray earlier at the very beginning? You can use it on wet and dry hair. So I already put the smooth style on. Now I'm going to use the styling cream. I'm going to use about that much. It feels really slimy. Create a lot of slack. And you guys can follow me on Instagram at Curls by KC. My salon name is Moxie by KC as well. I have a texture website. I do travel nationwide and I teach curly hair. We do all sorts of hair cutting classes, styling classes, hands-on, not hands-on, look and learn, all of it. We have a good time. So she has a little bit more here. I am going to put a little bit of leave-in in there. Another hot tip, if you are working in a salon, we have product caddies. If you kind of notice right here, I clip these on. These are to our shampoo bowls. Clip these bad boys on so that way I have my tools all right where I need it. Using a little bit. And if you notice the difference of amount, I use about that much per section with the smooth style compared to the styling cream. I use a little bit more styling cream. See how that's wanting to separate. Having to fight my urge to sing them along with the music. Guys, that's so hard. Okay, so now I am raking and shaking. And on top, I really like to make sure, you can be a little bit more lazy in the very back because again, nobody sees the back of your head most of the time. So I already did my 2 diagonal. Now I'm doing horizontal right through here. Just any questions pump through?
Very low hair.
Very low porosity with coils. Oh, you're my favorite. You're my dream client. Coils with low porosity hair, you need warmer water to try to open up that cuticle so that way the nutrients can go in. If you have low porosity, do you know if your hair is fine and you have a lot of it, or do you think it's a little bit lower density or high density but with fine, if that makes sense? Because those two that's my follow-up question. Let me know if she answers.
These are for her clients. She has some with fine and high density.
Fine, high density, coily hair, high porosity. Okay, so if you have high density with high porosity, coily hair, you could get away with just using the styling cream and the leave-in spray. That would be a great combination. I have a little girly, one of my girlfriends. She has a little bit mid density to a little bit lower, depending on she's lower density up here. She has very fine coily hair though. And I actually use this exact same hair product, the exact same lineup with the smooth style, but I use a lot less smooth style than I use on her currently. But with coily hair, I do not recommend using the root mousse. It doesn't have enough hydration, but if you wanted to use just the leave-in spray and the styling cream, that is a beautiful combo on really coily, high density and low density hair. Great question. Great question. A little bit of this. Feel like a little chef. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And so see how pretty her coils are looking in here? Like she has so much definition. And this is how it's going to look when we get her finished. It's not going to be flat to her head. It's going to have so much movement. One of my favorite things is I feel like curly girls have been forced to like try not to get their hair to move. and I want their hair to move. When the wind blows, just like if I were outside, I want my hair to move just like I want her to move. So I want her to have that swing line, and I want them to feel bouncy and happy and like they just read their favorite book for the first time or something. I don't even know. But so I'm getting that a little bit wet because now we're getting closer to that very beginning, that very top area. Working this product through again. All right now, this area, all it has is the leave-in, and look how hydrated it feels. And you guys saw, I didn't really spray a ton on. A little of it goes a long way. Since I do have about that much product in, this much big of a section, I'm sorry, I am gonna put product in this entire section, and then I'll just work in sections. Now, if you're wanting somebody with super curly hair and you want them big, okay, you want them to have secrets in their hair. So what I want you to do is when you're rake shaking, again, you're not going to rake at the very, very base to the ends. You're going to leave and kind of start raking and shaking about 1.5 inches away from that hairline or from the base of her head. So they'll get lots of volume because you want it a little puffy. But my biggest thing is I always like to just tell my people, don't be afraid of frizz. Frizz is sexy. Volume is sexy. I know you felt like you needed to hide your curly hair in 3rd grade from Robert, your desk mate or whatever, but you don't have to do that in 2025 anymore. We can be powerful in curly hair and big hair. It is a room grabber as soon as you walk in. So that's already has products in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to again follow with my diagonal sections. And the reason why I do that, I know I'm repeating myself, but the reason why I'm doing that is so that way it can look really organic. Rake and shake. Again, I'm doing this money piece. When I come up through here on that money piece, I'm lifting it completely up and 90 degrees. And hot tip, if you're teaching your clients this, give them a mirror. I always joke that I should have had like a dentist mirror like right above their shampoo bowls, but low key, I kind of wish I do. Give them a mirror so they can sit here and they can watch what you're doing because they want to learn too. And with first time clients, we charge more for a first time appointment because we're doing so much education with it. So it takes a lot longer. And you need to be compensated for that. So there's that. Oh, perfect angle. Okay, good. So this is already good. This has product, so all I'm doing here. And you can tell exactly where the straightened is, where it just kind of relaxes a little bit. Going horizontal, diagonal, horizontal. What side do you part on, babe? Do you part in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we do have a middle parter, I part everything kind of coming back, up and back. So that way she gets lots of volume and she gets really pretty tendrils. She has like literally the most beautiful eyes known to man. So I want to make sure that those eyes are popping and those curls because they will bring attention to those eyes. Okay, so here's this. And again, that hairline, I'm finger curling that hairline. No, you're fine. So that way we get lots of volume, and I'm coming the opposite way. So if you were in the shower, you were doing this, if you were doing this in the shower, you want to pull all the way up and shake your head just kind of like that. So get a view out of me real quick. No, like back up so you can see me, like my full me. If you're in the shower and you're styling your hair, what I recommend to get volume and be able to recreate this is you're doing your part, you're still doing your diagonal horizontal, but what you're going to do is when you have your rake and shake, you're going to come up, bring it all the way up vertical, shake, and then just drop. So it's just the difference of because you can't dislocate your arms and take them off and, you know, do your head like that. But if you're in the shower, you would just literally lift up, go 90 degrees from the head, shake, and then just drop it. And you're going to get maximum volume that way. We will get a dryer started so it will be hot. Thank you. We're getting a little bit, losing a little bit of moisture here. So I'm going to dribble a little bit of water. These eco heads are A little temperamental. You either get all the water or you get no water. Okay. A little bit of wet frizz right there. It's just those little baby hairs. Okay. Styling cream. I'm not adding any more smooth style on because we already put all the product in her hair. I don't need any more smooth style. I really just need that styling cream to really get her, because I could feel that cuticle a little bit more up here. So I'm getting that all going straight. So notice how I'm raking this through. I'm wanting to make sure I feel it really, really smoothly. Notice I'm coming completely vertical off the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this. I'm going to have her flip over, and then I will be scrunching her hair a little bit. Look at those pretty. You got a picture of those little pretty full curls right next to her head? Like literally so pretty. We're going to put her under the dryer. So we will be able to have time to do Q&A while she's under the dryer. So make sure you are bringing all those questions because she's going to have to dry for until she's about 75 to 80% dry, which we have really good heated dryers. So it won't take too long for her to dry. That is a perk of having high porosity hair where sometimes you don't take that long to dry. So, and again, pulling all this back up. What was that? Air dry dryers. Oh, yes. So how many of you diffuse, or do you let air dry, or do you have a hooded dryer that you use at home? So the dryers that we use, they're just hooded dryers. And you'll be able to see how much volume she's going to get. So what we're going to do is I'm going to flip over. I'm going to have her flip over. Yep. Let me grab a towel. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, I'm going to smooth this over. I'm going to have you flip over, babe. Okay, if you notice right now, our shampoo bowls have a little pillow on the back of it. So I do have to redo the very back of her head, but that's just normal. So I usually come in through here because this on here did not get any product on it. So all I'm doing with that is taking this leave-in and I'm making sure it feels really slimy. Because about from here down, it got product on it, but the rest of it didn't. And then I'm just raking, shaking 90 degrees. Because that's also a lot of times where it's the most frizzy at is because of the friction, where our collars, where our shirts are laying at. You just get a lot of friction on your hair during that area. So down here is where usually you're the most dry, with the exception of, where the sun directly hits us. But what I will point out here is that you will notice her hair was drenched when I was styling it. And there's literally not a drop coming out of her hair. So he's going to zoom down a little bit lower, or if you zoom out a little bit. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. Notice how there's barely any water coming out? That goes to show you how much water your hair needs when you're styling it. And it really makes a big difference. So again, we're just getting all this. For not having your hair cut in a year, it still doesn't feel bad. That's good. So I'm just working that product. All I'm doing now is just making sure the cuticle is down because I can just feel it with my hands a little bit. So whenever you are starting to style, I always have them turn each side. And the reason why is because a lot of times we just have them flip over in the center. And if you're at home, you don't want to ignore the sides of your head. You want to be able to actually get all of this center. You want everything to be colored, or not colored, but everything to be styled and with product on it, the appropriate amount of product, because otherwise you're just gobbing products on the very, very center and on the outer layers of your head, and you're wasting one, product, two, money, because you're actually not getting the outcome that you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I got all of her situated. So I'm going to start scrunching and just kind of encouraging it. And you won't be able to hear it probably unless I put my mic down. Tell me. But you can hear it. Your hair should genuinely sound like that. Like if you can hear that squishing. Yeah, good. I'm happy you can hear it on the mic. But that's how much water her hair is retaining. And that's how we're getting these ringlets. And that's how we're also getting that shine. If you want shiny, healthy hair, the cuticle has to be down, the hydration has to be there, and everything has to be going in the same direction. If you think of it as extensions, you don't want, the reason why Remy hair is so popular with extensions is because the cuticle is lying the same direction in the entire bundle of hair. If her cuticle is not going the same direction and there's highs and lows of valleys, you're not going to get a good style with it. There's like 20 drops of water on the towel, and I doused her hair. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to have you rotate. We want all three sides of her hair. This would be a good opportunity. Like if she told me, Kylie, I want big, 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 big hair. If I wouldn't have used styling cream, or I'm sorry, not styling, if I wouldn't have used Smooth Style, and if I would have just used leave-in and styling cream, which would be an appropriate product combo with her, I would have also at this stage, when she's flipped over here, I would put in a little bit of volumizing root mousse, right to basically mid-shaft down, and it would give her a lot of texture and some really great volume with it. Try this side. But that definition looks so good. All right, Catalina, works. Perfect. So the reason why I'm using microfiber towels as opposed to cotton towels is because the loops. It's all about the loops. So if you have microfiber towels have cotton beads on the surface of them. Terry cloth towels have cotton loops, and again, that cuticle. So whenever we're scrunching and we're drying out the hair, if that towel is pulling apart your curl clumps that you literally just work so hard for, you don't want it. So I'm using a microfiber towel, or you can get these on Amazon. They're not that expensive. Or you can use a t-shirt. T-shirt is completely flat on both sides, so you don't have to worry about anything catching on anything. Okay, turn to one side. Oh my God, it's gonna look so good. Look at that definition. Ooh, that's a sexy angle. That's a good one. Any questions?
Always style at the bowl.
Yes. I know I see a lot of stylists do style at the bowl. The hair dries out too much, and then I feel like it's too messy because I have to have a water bottle there to the other side. And I don't want to mess with water bottles because it's just another thing for me to juggle with slippery hands. So I do style at the shampoo bowl at all times. Okay, so when you're down like this, babe, I'm going to have you roll and just kind of roll up. Try not to touch your hair. There we go. And then kind of shake it like that. There we go. Perfect. So get a straight on shot. So you can see how much volume she already naturally has here just by how we did it. To where it's actually coming up. Let me move that. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so see how it will naturally kind of stick up a little bit as opposed to pulling it down, and she's gonna have beautiful definition. Okay, we're gonna head over to the dryers real quick. We're like a moving ship over here.
Yeah, it's like a full meeting.
It is. Okay, which dryer did you put on? This one? Yep, okay, perfect. This, sorry, babe. Okay, I'll have a seat here. Okay, so I don't put these on any higher than 120, and then we just set the timer on. So the first things first that we want to focus on is clipping. Her hair will naturally have volume, but not all of us are the Lord's favorite. So we have to rely on some clipping techniques and some drying techniques to be able to get us volume. So when it comes to the clipping, my favorite clips to use are just these duckbill clips. Hot tip, you can buy them in bulk from Amazon and they're cheaper than any supply store. These are my favorite. Some people use the really short ones. I feel like they catch on the hair and you kind of have to fight it a little bit more. These are so much easier. One of the hot tips with that is they are top heavy, meaning this area is heavier than this. Okay, so when I'm going in through here, I'm wanting to create airflow with her hair. So one will dry faster. And all I'm doing is going up underneath the hair and building some airflow right in through here without creating rings. And then when I get into this area, that's when I'm going to start clipping the individual curls. I have toyed around with a lot of different ways to clip, and I will tell you, this is literally the only way that I've ever found that really works for me. When I'm at home, I do clip, and sometimes I have to use claw clips, and they don't work as well, but you know, we got to do what we got to do. But we always just leave these here. New clients, they get a goodie bag with these. They get 8 clips to take home. So you want to think of it as you have your scalp, then you have hair follicles, and you have your hair coming out. That very first C that naturally comes out of your hair follicle or your hair, your scalp, is where you're wanting to clip. You don't want to elongate your curl. If you do that, you're going to stretch your curl out and it's going to be flat. You're going to be doing the opposite of what you think you are doing. So what I'm going to do is, let me show an example, one that you can kind of see. I don't see what the screen is. Let me turn the screen towards me so I can kind of see. Okay. So what I mean by that is, I know. Okay. That first natural curl that naturally comes out of her scalp. What we're going to do is grab that and we're going to clip that. And we are going to basically create a bunch of W's and we're going to bricklay. And it should feel tight. They should not feel wobbly on her hair. If they are feeling wobbly, you need to redo it. Because if they're just doing that and they're just laying, they're not going to actually work. You want to be able to lift that hair up a little bit. You want to create that airflow and create that volume. And how it looks whenever it is clipped is how it is going to look when it's dry. Go ahead and swing on over here, babe, so you can get a frontal view. And I do clip. I always say this is my curly girl blowout. So I clip a lot. Will you give me more clips, babe? And get a front view. I want to see the difference. So this is clipped with it, and then this is not clipped. Oop, I don't like that one. Turn your head towards me a little bit, babe. There we go. Pulling that all the way up. And there are curly girls that sometimes you kind of have to create some artificial curls. I am one of those. I always say I'm kind of a fake curly girl where I have to create some actual curls where, like, if you have some lazy curls, I would create a loop in there that matches the same circumference of the loops up here. Now, let's say she told me she has really bad coil up, like bounce back, and we need to stretch out her curls. I would be coming in through here and just putting clips on, to weigh these curls down. And that will elongate her curls without creating any creases in there. Okay. Whoops. Okay, look at me. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna let her cook underneath here. I'm gonna come back over to my station. We're gonna talk about products. And we're gonna do some Q&A after I rinse my hands off. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some finishing touches with it. Can everybody hear me okay? Because we have some blow dryers happening in this salon. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay still. Okay, good. Yeah, we're still on. So silent. It's fine. It's fine. They're probably laughing. Okay, so we're going to talk about a little bit of products with it. The leave-in spray, it's your holy grail. It is, you can move the camera a little bit further closer to me. It is the holy grail. You can use this on wet and dry hair. It works phenomenal. You can refresh. That's always a huge question that curly girls always ask is, what do I use to refresh? And here's the thing, you can back up a little bit. There we go, perfect. What do I use to refresh? On day 2 or day 3, you know, sleep with a satin bonnet, use a satin pillowcase. That really helps a lot. But for anything that is a little messy and disheveled, using the leave-in conditioner, getting everything going the exact same direction, and then finger coiling and just letting it kind of relax. Don't touch it, let it air dry, and you will get a gel cast and everything with your style and your refresh. And it is weightless. I have put this on my daughter, who is 4 years old, and she has like 4 hairs on her head. And it has gone multiple days of every day using it because we do a lot of cute styles with her hair. And her hair never gets oily with it. It's incredible. So it is a really great must-have product in your arsenal. You can use it on straight hair or curly hair. It goes straight across the board. And that's one thing that I love about F18, because a lot of products, curly girls can't use them. So with F18, everybody can sit together. Everybody can use the exact same things. And you can get different results with each one, but equally just as beautiful. The smooth style, I'm going to recap a little bit with that. The smooth style, it is for ultra hydration. It is for calming that cuticle down. It is for blowouts with coarser hair. I would not use it on my hair. I have very fine hair. I would not use this on me. But anybody with a little bit coarser hair, whether you are low density or high density, you could use the smooth style with. You can also use it on blowouts. Styling cream. This can be used on really low density to high density hair. It is very volumizing, even though it says cream. It's more like a gel cream consistency. It does look wet or white, so it looks like a cream, but it does not act like a cream. That has lots of longevity with your style, and it can give you lots of volume with it. So it's a great product. It's also good for blowouts or anything like that. So the styling cream is one of those products that it's really good to be able to have in your arsenal as well. The volumizing root mousse. When would I use this? So the volumizing root mousse is fabulous for lower density and fine hair, fine to medium hair. I personally do not really love this on super coily hair, even on fine coily hair. I like to think of my products as, am I styling with air or am I styling with something with more substantial, more 4-wheel drive? This is like styling with air, but it does have a very good hold. And you have to use less of it. So I don't know if people are really familiar with the foams. We have a saying in my salon, we use InnerSense or we use F18. All my clients are now on F18, but we have this saying where it's style her with triple foam or style her double foam. The triple foam we had to use on a different line because it doesn't have as much hold. This, we only have to layer it twice, which means I do it, styling it once in the shampoo bowl. And then once when you flip over and we're finishing, then we're going to put another layer of it on. So we're layering this product on twice and you're going to get a perfect outcome with it. The repair oil is really another good product to be able to have. You can break your gel cast up with this. You can put it on when your hair is wet. You can pancake it on. I don't use it as often as I probably could, but it is a good product to be able to have fun with and just kind of break up that gel cast. The Shine Spray, whether you're wanting to look like a Kim Kardashian wet look, this is fabulous. And it has a heat protectant in it. All of these actually have heat protectant in it. So it has the plant-based additive with it, which is fabulous. But the Shine Spray, you can put it on wet and dry hair. It is very weightless. Again, I have very fine hair. And when I put this on, I douse it. And it is I still have volume the next day when I sleep. Like, it's kind of incredible. But I will be spraying some of this on my hands. You'll see me, and I'll be emulsifying it in my hands, and then I'm going to be scrunching it out. And that will be, it just creates a little bit of shine hue and calms down the cuticle whenever we're roughing up the hair. The Luxurious Shampoo. This one, if you use the hydrating one, they have a hydrating shampoo, they have color keeper shampoo, and they have a bodifying shampoo. The Luxurious is the step up from the hydrating. So the Luxurious is for super coarse, either chemically or mechanically damaged hair, or just straight, just coarse hair. Just because you have coarse hair doesn't mean it's damaged. It just means your hair type. But it works really well for anybody with a little bit of damage, or if they just have really coarse hair. I would not be able to use it on my hair, but my model would be able to use it on hers. A lot of other clients, they've been really loving the Luxurious line. And they do have Luxurious conditioner as well. And then they have the hydrating. So at my back bar, we pretty much only use the hydrating or the Luxurious. And then we use the hydrating conditioner, or we use the mask. Just one of those. We keep our back bar pretty small. And the hydrating, we use on everybody, whether you are low density, pretty fine, to high density, really dry. So it works well throughout across the board. You don't really have to kind of be too picky with it. Those are all the products that I have currently up here with me. They have other products that I'm welcome to talk about. What time is it? So I got 35 minutes. Oh yeah. Oh, get Eco Heads. You can get Eco Heads on, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do love them because they do cut your water bill down. The Eco Heads, you can get them just on their website, ecoheads.com. It's an Australian company. It uses half the water that you would use on a normal shower head. And it gets rid of all the minerals and chemicals that's in your water naturally. So our water here will stay looking better. Oh, and yeah, it's literally like a fire hose on your hair. But let me go ahead and get.
Somebody wanted a shot of all the different products.
Okay. Somebody wanted a shot of all the different products. So these two are the same. So we're just gonna. Oh yeah, and the purifying. Oh yes, and the mask. Oh, it's.
Photo of what you guys used today
Okay.
and not all the extras.
Okay. I'll take all those out. Okay, and then I'll have you guys see what we actually use today. So what we use today is, move all this back out. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I'm so dumb. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so the ones that I use today are going to be in front. Here, we're going to do purifying. We're going to do mask. This is your starting lineup. Okay, we use the detox or the purifying shampoo. We use that as our detox shampoo here because it's a very strong lather. It works incredibly well. I'm going to be really honest. I don't think F18 has a detox shampoo. I could be mistaken, so please tell me if I am wrong, but their purifying shampoo, that's what we use to detox everybody here. Because like I said, it has a great lather. It gets you squeaky clean. It can get shea moisture out of hair and it works really, really well. But then after I do a purifying one, I always advise to do a mask. Now, let's say you have a curly girl come in and she didn't really come in really appropriately prepared for her curly cut and you have to restyle her before, not style her, you have to kind of prep her hair before you actually do the haircut. That's what I call pre-softening the hair. And curly girls, when they're doing this at home, you'll see bloggers and stuff do it. They will talk about, oh, it's hair washing day, but they always do a mask because it helps make their hair more pliable and more useful, or not useful, but more usable. After they pre-treat with the mask. And I'm telling you, this mask, it's the holy grail. Even if you only carry the mask in your salon or have it at your home, you will literally never use another mask ever for the rest of your life. It does have a really low pH to a 4.0 to a 5.0, so it's even lower than water. And then the purifying one, the purifying shampoo is 5.0 to a 6.0. So it even has for a purifying shampoo, that is still a very low pH. What other questions did I get, baby?
Steam on curly hair.
Zoom into that one right over there. Yes. Ta-da! Yes. I use steam a lot during I'm styling curly hair. Steam is honestly one of the best tools you can use. Steam, the reason why is because it has a smaller moisture molecule as opposed to solid water. So when using steam, it keeps the hair really moist. Sorry if you hate that word, but it keeps the hair very moist. It keeps it very playful. So that way it keeps that cuticle open because it's hot. So I will say I have a client who has the highest porosity hair that I have ever played with in 13 years of being a texture artist. I did 4 detox shampoos, 4-hour-long masks at a time during the week, and it completely changed her hair texture. When I would work with her hair, I would never be able to get definition with it until I did the detox, and we did 4 masks in that 1 week. And I styled her with steam. She has high porosity hair, like the highest of highest porosities. And that steam was a game changer because it's able to get into the hair shaft easier than solid water whenever it comes out of the faucet. So a steamer is fabulous. You can get a steamer at home. You can get a little cute countertop one if you want. Or I think I bought this one for like $187 off Amazon. One day I would like to invest in an even better one, but right now that's the one we have and it works just as good. It works really well with it. So I do love a steamer. It is a great tool to be able to have. Even if you're wanting to refresh your hair, if you have a countertop steamer, it's a great tool to have. So
Follow up for the styling at the bowl. What about for coily hair?
Coily hair? Yep, I style everything at the bowl. Very rarely will I ever not style at the bowl. Even for coily hair. And now, if I do have a coily girl, I am styling her with steam. Because you saw with the Eco Heads, I either get like a fire hose or I just get like 3 dribbles. So I have to kind of play with the devil a little bit with it. But when I am styling with a coily girl, I always typically am styling with steam because it will help keep their hair really moist. And because I also want definition. Curly girls who are coily, that is one of their biggest struggles is trying to just get definition. They're normally like, I just have frizz or and it's because they're getting hundreds of hair not clumping together. And the goal is whenever it is wet, hair clumps together. It also shrinks, or actually that's a lie. When it's wet, it elongates, but it will give you the chance for it to be able to coil together. But the only way coily hair will coil together is if you have the leave-in conditioner. You can use the smooth style or you can use the styling cream, but you may have to work that product in with your fingertips and get the best result. Stay right here. I'm gonna go check her model to see if she's done drying. Yes.
People wonder if they bought your sprayer quarterly. I know, they're gonna be talking about that.
Yep. Okay, baby, follow me. Okay, so she is almost dry. I'm actually going to diffuse her a little bit. So if I want somebody with lots of volume in their hair, which she does have great volume, she is about 85% dry. So what's going to really top her off? Her ends are still pretty wet. She's still a little damp in underneath the clips, which is exactly what I want. So I'm going to remove the clips and then we'll start diffusing her. Now, we did have some questions on where did I get this, the nozzle? Because normally it comes with this, and this stuff is pretty thick, so it doesn't always come out of this nozzle. And when you're working behind the chair, and typically I have like 3 to 4 clients at a time, I don't have time to be battling with a bottle. So you're not gonna like my answer, but I actually swapped from another product line, and it actually, I got really lucky and it just fit in here. I'm so sorry, F18. I think they're putting them on their website. You're welcome. Hairstylists everywhere. But I do think you can buy universal ones through Amazon that will fit. You just have to make sure the size is correct. But I just took this from another product line that we don't use anymore. And I go, this will work. And it works beautifully. So it works really, really well. And now, but the problem is we only have one of those bottles or one of those sprayers. So we just basically retake it. And so if we ever lose that bottle, we're screwed. So what I'm doing is just taking these clips out. But see how much easier it is to take these clips out with these longer clips? If you have shorter ones, I used to work with the shorter ones. And then on accident, like I was running out of my shorter ones and I started using these bigger ones. And when I was removing them, I go, why did it take me so long to use those? So this will work so good. But you can already feel like she looks crunchy and wet right now, which is fine. That's exactly what you want. You want her to look like early 2000s MTV video, wet look, not really cute. That's what we want. We have to have the product to be able to do its job before we start messing with it. So if you don't have a gel cast when you are semi-dry, then your product is not going to be able to fully activate, and you're not going to have the longevity of the style that you wish you hoped. Oh, sorry. What was that? Oh, did I forget more over here? Oh, that I recycle? Thank you. Okay, so her hair is pretty dry. Do you guys want him to get a close-up of what her hair currently looks like? Let me know, yay or nay. Kind of back up a little bit and kind of come down. See how much movement I have already? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, let me know if this blows out my mic. Okay, go ahead and flip on over. So since she is already pretty dry, she's damp at the base and she's damp at the ends. Go down, babe. There we go, right there, perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I am hitting her. Can you guys hear me with the blow dryer? Let me know. I am hitting her with hot. Okay, perfect, thank you. I feel like I'm teaching a class just by myself, even though you guys are there, but it's weird because I have nobody talking to me. So I just want to make sure everybody gets can hear appropriately and all of that. I am moving this. If you notice, whenever you are diffusing, this is why I do not like to diffuse start to finish. You'll get more frizz when you do that. Some of it, and the reason why is because we have the cuticle going this way, and then we have hot, hot air blowing the opposite way, which is why I only like to diffuse about the last 10% of her hair. So that way she can get as smooth as possible. And I wanted her hair to be a little bit more voluminous. And I'm also going to hit it. I'm using my Bioionic 10X. This blow dryer is my favorite. It is it's a pretty investment, but it weighs 1 pound and it's supposed to dry hair 10 times faster. So when you're doing hair for 12 hours a day and humping clients a day, having a blow dryer that weighs 10 pounds and not like a 15-pound Dyson, it works really well for me. So I'm hitting her with cool air right now. I don't ever have them flip back up when their scalp is really, really hot. Go ahead and flip to one side. I know, it's always kind of odd flipping, huh? So I have them flip to both sides. And I really want to make sure that her hair is completely dry before I'm going to break her up. Now, you could also at this current moment spray some shine spray on her. I'm not going to. I'm going to use shine spray on my hands afterwards. You sound good. We are here, just ordered my products. Can't wait to try them. Yay! You're going to love them. Which products did you order? Flip it to the other side. Look at her curls. You guys. So they still look shiny. They still look wet. Once she's 100% dry, I will break them up. And then she's just going to have really soft. And you saw how much product I was putting on. So, and that's what I will die on that hill. When people are like, I just feel like you use so much product. But I'm like, yeah, but you don't feel it in your hair. It's the water. It's the fluidity of the product. It's the amount of water versus product ratio that is making this outcome work for me. And you saw how scrunchy her hair sounded in my mic earlier, where it was like squish, squish sound. Like that makes a big difference. If your hair does not sound squishy whenever you're scrunching it, you did not add enough water and product. And your hair is probably going to look dry. It's going to be flat AF, and it's not going to be performing as well. And you're going to have a very sad hair washing day. So that's always a bummer when you're excited, you just pep talk yourself up to wash your hair. And you're like, this doesn't look as good. With this, you'll get more predictable styles for sure. Now I'm hitting her with cool. Flip to the other side one more time. Notice how I'm flipping my hands. I'm putting my hands open. I'm coming through here and I'm working in a circular motion. We got 15 minutes, so we're going to be running on perfect timing. If you guys have any more questions, it's a great time to ask. I think I saw something. Detox. Oh, that's the one she got. Detox, shine, leave-in, and styling cream. Oh, you're going to love them all. You're going to love them so much. Do you use the Naked line? We have it back there. I have found that it is great for like the ingredient standpoint. I have just found that it does not perform as well as the regular line. Some people may say differently. I just feel like everything that I've used, it just doesn't have the longevity. The clean products are beautiful, but it just doesn't have the longevity of which I like. And it has a styling cream, and it actually performs like a cream. This styling cream doesn't perform like a cream. I'm just making sure that she's all dry. But see how like bouncy it is? Hair is supposed to move. It's not supposed to be plastered to your head. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to use the shine spray and put it on my hand. Use about that much. It's kind of dripping a little bit. This stuff smells so good. And I'm going to pancake it out. I really like big hair, but notice how like we're not fighting any frizz or anything, even though I'm really roughing it up. Go ahead and flip to the other side. You can pick her out here. I'm a big lover of picking out. Her highlights look more yellow because of this lighting right now from the camera. I promise she doesn't have yellow highlights. To the other side. Okay, go ahead and flip all the way up. Hop all the way up. There we go. See what she looks like. Guys, look at that volume and bounce. It looks so good. Ah, it looks so pretty. She has Beyonce hair. She has lots of volume. I made her when I styled, remember that, like leaving the puffiness a little bit right through here. That way she can have a little, she has definition, it looks like, but it's also volume. And she has the pretty tendrils. Like she has some of these little natural face framing ones. And this is just going to draw attention to her beautiful eyes anyway. Look at that. Okay, then turn your head this way. And you could pick her out. Some of my girlies, I pick out like literally forever. Let me spin you. Yes. Let's see what you guys ask. Great job with the camera, Mr. Moxie.
Thank you.
This has been, he says, thank you guys. That hair looks amazing. You are gorgeous. Isn't she gorgeous? I mean, let me take this off because nobody looks cute in a cape. Thank you. I'm going to get some content of her as well. We still have 15 minutes. Do you guys want to see how I take my photos? We are fighting against darkness outside, so, and very cold weather. Everybody wants to see photos? Okay, come on over here, baby. Where is my phone, my love? Normally, I would also use my camera, but right now I'm also going to use my phone because my camera is being used to film us. So I'm going to have you come over here, my love. Okay, I'm gonna have you stand just like right here. Okay, so if you're in the salon and you're wanting to get content, I'm the biggest believer you have to get content of your clients, whether it is bringing models in with you. Sorry, we're trying to get everything ready. There we go. Whether it's getting models in just so you can get your dream clients and your content with it, but there's too much competition. People have to see you. If they don't know your work and your personality, nobody will want to come to you. So they want to be able to see who you are, how you speak, what you like to do, and finally, are you good at your job? So content is very important. I always like to take really short videos because you like to piece together a lot of video clips. So I only take videos at 3 seconds clips unless I'm really wanting to listen to somebody talking. So I take short video clips of 3 seconds long, and then I start posing them, especially if they are comfortable. It's so cold out. Especially if they're comfortable in front of a camera. What we like to do here is we turn off all the lights. I'm not going to do that because it's basically dark outside, so I already don't have a lot of light. But normally we would turn off all the lights. I would let the daylight light be my backlight, and it's going to give her a very natural look. And then how I pose her, come right over here. I like to do, oh yeah, you can come out here outside if you want to.
Okay, you're good right there.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have you lean up against this wall. Make sure. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I have them look really organic. I don't want, nobody looks really great with like a front on picture. So I try to keep that in mind. And she's already so cute. Like she's already assuming the position. She knows how to pose, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have her lean out just a little bit like this. I'm gonna have her bring all this hair forward. Oh, it's so cold. And turn this way. And then I'm gonna keep your head just like that, but look at me. There we go. And then I am going to play with this exposure. and smile. There we go. See how that exposure kind of plays with it? Like that. And then I'm gonna have you kind of turn and cheek up a little bit. Oh my God, it's so cold. Do it for the content. Perfect. And then I'm gonna have you flip your head over like this. There we go. And this would be a good, like, I would start getting, let the wind carry it. There we go. And then I'm going to have you do one last pose. I'm going to have you face me, but put your shoulder right here. Bring everything forward. Kind of lean out a little bit at your waist. Oh, sorry. Lean out a little bit at your waist, like kind of like this slightly. There we go. And then I just kind of move this. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Queen. Queen. There. I'm going to take a little photo. Stop it. You little cutie. And put that hand on your hip slightly. There we go. Oh, cute. And then look off over here. Oh, oh yeah. I'm so surprised. Look how cute she is. And we'll tap, we'll check that. There we go. Let me try turning the lights off just so you can see one thing. Will you turn the lights off, Anna? Please. There we go. See how much better that already looks? I'm doing this. There we go. See how much more truer that looks? Ooh, wind. The wind is a paid actor. Giggle. There you go. I like to get a really organic looking smile. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're done torturing people. Okay, I'll come in here if you guys have any questions. Okay, lights. Okay, if you want to go, that's a lie. You can sit right here. I forget I have another side. Look at my glasses, guys. Literally. Okay, so that is, we are 8 minutes starting, 8 minutes left. So that is good. I'm letting my glasses defrost because it's so cold. Are there any more questions that you guys have for me? What did you learn? Let's recap a little bit. Just to tell you a little bit about myself. Again, I put my links in the chat box. If you have a salon or if you want me to come to your salon, me and my team, we travel nationwide. We're probably getting ready to go to Virginia. We have traveled literally coast to coast. We absolutely love what we do. So, and I do 2 classes on my models and I do different type of curls. So that way you get real life curls and you get to watch and I explain everything. There is never a detail that I leave out. I do not gatekeep. So anything that I know, you will know at the end of the class. So the big key indicators are the good key points that I want everybody to remember. Lots of water when you're styling. You want to put the most hydrating products on first, then your styling aid, and then you can remember your accessory products, which is like the foams and stuff like that. Or you can use the foams by themselves. But I would not use it on like her hair texture would not really appreciate it that much. You'd have to kind of supplement with something else. Was there any other questions? Not in the moment? Cool, guys. All righty. Are we ready to log off? Anything we missed or hit? We're good? We're good.
All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kylie.
What was that
was
question?
phenomenal. Oh, did we have one more?
Oh, it was the mask. Somebody asked which F18 product we were using to put the mask on, and it was the hydrating mask. They have the scalp mask. Will you hand me what that looks like? Oh, and they also came out with the Shine Cream. That is also fabulous, and it's up there. We'll grab it. So this is the other mask that we have. This is to promote scalp health. and it really tingles. It's very chilling on the body, and it helps clean out the follicles, but it helps hydrate your scalp, keep scalp health happy. But it's not as hydrating as the hydrating mask. The hydrating mask, chef's kiss. Now the Shine Cream, they just launched it. Oh, it's really blown out the exposure.
Yeah, I know. Trying.
There we go. There we go. The Shine Cream is also another fabulous product. They just came out with it. We've been using this. I have been putting this on before I put the styling cream on, and she also would have been a great candidate for the Shine Cream. It creates a lot more reflection in the hair. It puts the cuticle down. It has a low pH on it, and it also has the plant-based reinforcement in it. So it has heat protectant, it has the extra nutrients that you need, and it does everything that you need it to do, but it will not have the longevity to be used by itself, unless you're doing a blowout or something like that. All right, is there anything else? You are so welcome. Thanks, guys. Enjoy. Now tell me, tag me. I'm Curls by Casey on Instagram. When you try your new products, when you get your new products, do me a favor, tag me. I want to hear your stories. I would love to hear back from you. Tell me what you struggle with, and we'll get you figured out with it. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right, everyone. Thank you. We'll get you some clips soon. So thank you for attending. Kylie, you killed it. We love you. We love you. Have a good night, everyone.